Today we're going to be testing the true limits of deflation mode in BTD5, because last time I tried this, I was specifically aiming to beat an old record set by SJB, which meant I had to play under the NAPS rule set like he did. NAPS stands for no agents, premium upgrades, or specialist buildings. So now that I'm not adhering to those rules, let's start things off by going into our premium upgrades and enabling bigger beacons to make the village's range absolutely massive. Of course, I'm also going to turn on double cash, which will give me 100,000 to spend on defense instead of the normal 50k. If you didn't know, the trick with deflation mode is that you never earn more money once it starts, so I've also got to make that 100,000 go as far as possible. To do this, I'm going to try strategically using my specialist buildings, and I sort of have a plan in my head, but we're just going to choose the Ice Monkeys building for now and see how things go. That's because its specialist building allows the Ice Monkey to pop white and zebra balloons along with camo balloons as well. So I can use this Arctic Wind Ice Shard combo right here to easily take care of the early game, while also getting a couple MOAB maulers in time for round 46 when you have to face the first MOAB balloon. And the reason I have my Ice Monkeys up in the upper left corner of the map is because you can see they're struggling a lot against the ceramic balloons for some reason, so I just wanted to make sure that these didn't end up being a problem later on. Now before I actually bought any maulers, I made sure to save my game first so that I could enable the Bomb Tower specialist building and get an extra 5% discount. Then I just completed one round and saved my game again, so I could switch back to the Ice Monkey Specialist building because I know I'm going to need them for camo balloons later on. And by later on, I mean immediately. You might notice I'm also using a village for its 10% discount, but it's incredibly far away from most of my towers, which is actually the benefit of activating the bigger beacons premium upgrade. Cause check this out, a 0-0 village is basically a global range tower now. Before I spend the rest of my $82,000, I figured I would let the current defense handle things for a bit, but I was kinda shocked at just how effective 3 MOAB maulers can really be. I figured they would handle the round 60 BFB, but what I didn't expect is for them to still be holding strong on round 82. Which is really important because that's the last round that has you facing camo balloons. This means that I should now be able to switch back to the Bomb Tower specialist building for good, and I'm just going to spam down MOAB maulers in the area of the map where balloons spend the most time. I'm also going to upgrade the village instead of selling it, because with its massive range, each upgrade is going to be benefiting over $100,000 worth of defense when you consider the discounts I've gotten on all my towers. Like Jungle Drums is going to make everything attack 15% faster, and 15% of 100k is still $15,000, while the Jungle Drums upgrade itself only costs a tenth of that price. So with my village upgraded, I'm just going to spend my remaining funds on more maulers within its range, and I wish I could say there's more to this plan, but that's really it. The whole point of using the Ice Monkey Specialist building before now was to avoid having to buy the radar scanner and MIB on my village, which saved me several $1,000s. But now that I'm about to enter free play mode, I want to have my bomb towers buffed instead. Especially since, unlike in BTD6, this game immediately starts giving you random rounds that tend to be full of MOABs, BFBs, and especially ZOMGs. So I'm going to need maximum damage being done to the MOAB class balloons if I want to have any chance of making it far. Now the last time I played Deflation, when I was using the NAPS rule set, I did manage to make it past round 85, which is where free play begins, and I didn't lose until about round 100. So I'm really curious to see just how much of a difference having 0 limitations is truly going to make. But there's no reason for me to yap over the gameplay, so let's get that footage sped up a bit. And no, a little more than that. Alright, perfect. And this is where the music should drown me out. So it's looking like round 118 is getting pretty crazy, but I've been surprised by what this defense can survive a few times so far, and I'm hoping that might just happen again. If not, I can always just exit out of the game and retry this round as well, and since the balloons are random, they could end up being easier on the next attempt. And it looks like that's what's going to be necessary, although I'm not losing to the ZOMGs, but rather a few smaller balloons that managed to escape. So let's run it back and see if we can get lucky this time. This time around, the ZOMGs are coming in smaller packs, so they're much more manageable to handle, which is actually going to allow us to get through round 118 now. Let's see if we can eke out any more rounds as well. Well, we got one more out of it, but now I'm thinking it's time to take things up a notch. You see, we might not have any more money to spend on towers, but that doesn't mean we can't employ the help of special agents, which I already have plenty of. With that being said though, there's only one that's actually worth using at all, which of course is the Bloons Tower Defense. That's because it fires an extremely powerful beam that follows your mouse, and with the pro version of it unlocked, it'll also leave behind an additional trail that does a ton of extra damage. I'm just going to start off with one so I can kind of get an idea of how powerful it is and see if it really even makes a noticeable difference. Oh, well, I guess I should have waited until the ZOMGs came out before using the beam because these MOABs are not really going to be the best test. But here we go, and honestly, it's kind of hard to tell, but I think the beam is doing something. And the Bloons Tower Defense has popped 2,600 balloons so far, which doesn't include the damage it's doing because unfortunately, BTD5 doesn't show you that, unlike BTD6. So I'm just going to get down a few more of them so I can actually keep the beam constantly active, and I guess I'll just keep filling the map with them as I play on. I really wish there was a way to target some of the beams on different parts of the map though, instead of having them all follow your mouse at the same time, because I want to be damaging the MOAB class balloons, but I also do want to have a beam or two at the end of the track to clean up the ceramics before they leak, which already happened to me on round 122. So I guess I'm just going to place down as many as I can now, and I'll be back with you guys when it seems like I really cannot make it any further. So I just lost on round 135, but I think it's possibly because I just moved the position of my mouse to be slightly lower, which might have caused all my Bloons Tower devices to be targeting outside of the range of the Arctic wind, giving them less time to destroy all the ceramic balloons. So let's keep it trucking. Oh, maybe that wasn't the problem, because I just lost on the very same round. I tried it a few more times and kept on losing, so I'm gonna say that this might actually be near the limit of deflation mode. I've never seen a higher round on YouTube or anything near it really, but I know a lot of you guys in the comments figure stuff out that I tend to miss, so please do let me know if there's anything I could have done that would have been smarter here, or if you've actually managed to beat 135 by using all the upgrades like I did. And if you post a video of it, I'll pin your comment as well, and whoever ends up having the highest round will be the person who's pinned, so maybe we'll get a little competition going.